YouTube? It's your boy KingSupreme. Back in the video, we got the best Larry Bird versus cocky instigator story ever told. Now, if y'all new here, welcome to the channel, homies. Back with another banger on day. You feel me? The KingSupreme gang. Really appreciate y'all for tuning in, but we got that boy. Got that boy Larry Bird on there. You feel me? One of the greatest players of all time. No fucking goat in this bitch. Larry Bird. Larry Legend. One of my favorite players of all time. Top 3 of all time. Argue about it with your fucking mama. I don't give a fuck. Don't tell me anything else. If he's not in your top 5, I'm not listening to you. I'm gonna tell you to shut the fuck up. Respectfully. That's just how much I appreciate Larry Bird. I don't mean to be disrespectful. That's just how much I appreciate Larry Bird. You understand what I'm saying? So we got him today. You already know I love these stories, but I love, I love hearing the legends talk about him. I love hearing stories about him, and we got another banger on deck. We got a lot more on deck. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all keep flooding the comments. Y'all keep giving me cool suggestions. I keep finding more videos. So again, we've reacted to a lot of Larry Bird, but we have a lot more in store left, and a lot more other NBA legend videos, sports videos, basketball videos, a whole lot of rich stuff reaction. Y'all know I get to anything on this channel, so please keep letting me know what I should react to next one. Keep on giving these bangers out for y'all. You know what the deal is? Man, we're at 50,000 subscribers right now, so we're on the road to 100,000 subscribers. I told y'all I'm gonna be posting these bangers a lot more, so please keep turning on those post notifications and all that shit, because I'm gonna keep on cranking the videos out. But we're gonna get straight to this one. Love y'all so much. We're gonna get straight to this. Larry Bird, let's go with all. Y'all know what the deal is.
After being selected in the first round of the 1984 NBA draft, Kevin Willis played 21 seasons in the NBA, and standing at 7 feet tall, 245 pounds, he was an enforcer, an instigator, and sometimes an outright bully every year that he played.
We just had Sally and Willis bang one another. Now, also, Willis popped Sally right in the face.
And in Game 7 of the 1988 Eastern Conference semifinals, while playing for the Atlanta Hawks, he tried to bully his way through Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics.
No, he did.
It was a lot of banging. It was 2 referees at the time, so you could just go in and bang. They can't catch everything. You get busted in the mouth, you get elbowed in the chin, whatever it was, and sometimes you get caught, sometimes you don't.
There is blood on the right side of Dennis Johnson's face. He is cut at the right eye as he comes out defensively.
But that's how we played. That was the Eastern Conference, and I loved it. I welcomed it, and they taught me a lot. And so I knew what referee can get away with stuff. And what
at least he wasn't afraid. You got to say, at least he wasn't afraid of a challenge, though. He might say, oh, why would he go up against Bird? At least he wasn't afraid of a challenge. At least he wasn't like, wasn't intimidated. At least he stood up. We're going to see what happens, obviously, in the story, but let's see.
You can't do anything with.
Tommy, no love lost between Willis and McHale in this series.
It's been going on the whole series. A little contact here and there. You watch him right now. And here's some serious stuff going on as McHale held him. And then Willis just smacked him in the nose. And then back comes McHale, and they call the second one. You didn't see the first one. All you did was see the second one.
If you want to make a footprint in this game, you want to make a name for yourself. The physical part, that was great. Do it when you need it. But it's all mental. It was mental.
Unfortunately, Kevin Willis picked the wrong one to play mind games with, because at the end of the third quarter, with Larry Bird having a relatively quiet game up until that point, Kevin Willis did something to set Larry Bird off, and the ultimate instigator accidentally ignited one of the greatest fourth quarter performances of all time.
That fourth quarter, maybe the best fourth quarter as far as mano-mano of all time.
In that series, Larry Bird and the Boston Celtics were facing the greatest Atlanta Hawks team in franchise history, led by the human highlight film Dominique Wilkins.
15 seconds. Here's Eddie Johnson. And what a spectacular dunk.
He was spectacular. I mean, just spectacular. The dunks.
He was bodying
the explosions to the basket.
So we're playing. It's Neek's a rookie. He's coming in. The ball goes up. I push C-Web. You know how you clear space. You get that rebound every day. You're not even worried about it. Because I push it and I go up to get it, and all of a sudden, man, there's just a force all over my shoulder. He grabs it. He dunks it. The short shorts. They were right here. Right now. I mean, he threw that thing down, and I was like, oh my! And Larry has the classic line. Larry goes, you know, Larry never got too excited. He goes, shoot, I better box that guy out, huh, Kev? I said, yeah, I suggest you put a body on him. That was one of the craziest things ever. I'd never seen a guy that high in my life. He just threw it down. Sure, right here. Right here, baby. That was not, I still have nightmares about that, Smitty. Obviously.
When I was young in basketball camps, kids would always ask me, have you ever been dunked on? And I said, every game.
Every game.
You know?
Every game.
I don't know how many times I thought I was getting the offensive rebound. And then all of a sudden, this guy is jumping over me. You know, he had this saying, a lot of people can go to the top floor, but very few people can go to the penthouse.
But when the series began, Larry Bird set the tone in Game 1 by dropping 24 points in the first quarter.
What the fuck? God, Bird was spazzing on you though. What?
Inside Larry, pushed by Wilkins. Fall away, Bird.
Yeah! What did I say at the time? Bird will be ready.
24. In the first quarter, a new Garden record, the most points ever scored before in one quarter in a Boston Garden game.
Well, the whole series was crazy. Game 1 and 2, the Celtics won by like a combined 80 points. Like, they blew us out. I remember coming back for Game 3 to Atlanta, and the big article in Atlanta Journal was put a fork in them, we're done. You know, and then we win Game 3 and then win Game 4. Go into Boston and win Game 5.
We won Game 5 in Boston. We was not supposed to win that game, you know, the critics say. So we knew going to Game 6 and said, man, we could advance and we can beat these guys.
And then the last play in Game 6, I inbounded the ball to Cliff Livingston, and he was supposed to dribble handoff to either me or Dominique. Cliff looked at Dominique, and then Cliff went on his own and shot it. Cliff's right-handed. He shot a left-handed hook shot to end that game.
Look for Dominique Wilkins to begin.
So if he would have hit that, if they would have hit the State Hawks would have went on.
Livingston, no.
He could have made it, but it's not a great shot selection.
We blew our opportunity, and at the end of the game, we drew up a play, and it turned into a broken play, and Cliff Livingston went to basket left-hand running hook. I was mad because the play was supposed to come to me, and I'm like, Woody, don't break the play, bro. And so we ended up losing that game. And
we had won, and we was waiting to play the winner of Atlanta-Boston. They beat y'all Game 6 in Atlanta. Dumars and I on the phone because we watching the game and we taking notes. After y'all lost Game 6, Joe and I hung up. We said, all right, we playing Boston because they ain't going to win in Boston.
Thanks, Steve.
No one won in Boston.
And so I remember landing in Boston, and I remember this old lady at the airport, and I'm not exaggerating. She may have been 80. And she walked up to me, hey, Rivers, you thought you wasn't coming back, did you? I will never forget that. I wish I knew who that lady was.
No. After Game 6, Barrett made a prediction. He said, Atlanta blew their opportunity. I'm guaranteeing a win in Boston.
They had their chance.
They did have their chance.
You know, they had a big chance to beat us. I think now that we're going to come out and play like we did tonight, but we're going to be at home. And our shots are going to be dropping a little bit better, and we're going to be running a little bit faster. So I'd say Sunday's going to be a big win for the Celtics.
And we had to look at that, right? Big headlines. So I remember we get to Boston, and we walk out of the locker room, and I stopped. I said, we going to win this bleak game. I said, if you ain't ready to fight, you ain't ready to go to war, don't come out here. So whoever guarded me tonight going to have a long night.
Don't get it twisted, though. Wilkins. Dominique was really that nigga, bro. I don't know what his averages were for sure, but he was really that nigga, dog. So you got to give Larry Bird even more credit for going toe-to-toe.
You ain't ready to fight, you ain't ready to go to war, don't come out here. So whoever guarded me tonight going to have a long night.
Dominique. He is off quickly here with 6 points.
I mean, every time I got to lane, there was Parrish, there was Dennis in the lanes, there was Kevin McHale. So I had to get creative. But I felt like in that game, no matter what they threw at me, it didn't matter.
The offense for the Hawks.
It's felt unstoppable.
Wilkins from the perimeter.
That's winning the offense.
20 points for Dominique.
And during the first 3 quarters, everyone could see that Larry Bird didn't look like his normal dominating self.
So Bird has not taken charge, and perhaps age and father time starting to tell. Bird cuts free. Rims out. move in tightly on Johnson after he picks up his dribble. Against the double team, Bird is short again. Bird on the pull-up. Doesn't get the roll. So the superstar who put the pressure squarely on his shoulders by guaranteeing a victory here for Boston in number 7, struggling in the opening period.
And when Kevin Willis saw a glimpse of weakness, he got way too cocky and decided that this was his chance to break Larry Bird's spirit. But instead of breaking Larry's spirit, all he did was wake up a sleeping giant.
You know, Bill, I was that guy who wanted to be physical, the enforcer on the team and all that. And I had to sort of try to protect Dominique. And so when Willis Reed became assistant coach, he got in my ear. Willis Reed said, man, listen, the physicality is great, but it's the mental side of the game I want you to start focusing on.
Never forget this. Kevin Willis, we would come down the court in the third quarter, and he reached over in Bird's chest.
So it was Kevin Willis, it was me and Larry. We run down the court, and Kevin reached across me and put his hands in Bird's chest. He reaches across me and puts his finger in Larry Bird's chest, said, don't let this so-and-so score any more tonight.
I said, don't let this so-and-so score no more tonight.
I said, don't let this so-and-so score any more tonight. I'm like, don't let this son of a gun score anymore. Bird's eyes got this big. I looked at Kevin, what are you doing?
That? And I looked at Kevin, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? You don't want to awaken a sleeping giant. He got 12 points. Don't wake him up.
Right.
And I looked at Kevin, what you doing? Are you crazy? Are you
leave him sleep?
Let him stay asleep.
Let him sleep, bud.
And he got hot.
Crazy.
And the coach said, Nick, go out there, stop him. I'm like, stop him. He hot now. Forget that. That's the only thing I could do is try to match him bucket for bucket. And it was a shootout in the fourth quarter. It came down to the last shot.
Not so good at it.
Bird gets it in low on the turnaround against Wilkins. Bird now cuts free. So they displayed in the early moments. Bird
he's hot. He's hot. He's hot.
Mike Fratello might need an early timeout. Bird started out
cooking in that
fourth. His last 3.
Shouldn't have been talking that bullshit, bro. Why was he talking that bullshit? And I get it, it's smart mental games, you feel me? I get it, but that's not the time nor place, especially after the great start. Just let him do his thing. Why would you, like they said, a perfect saying, why would you wake up the sleeping giant? I get what he was trying to do, but even Dominique was like, what the fuck are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you doing, man?
Listen, he was unbelievable, and he was so clutch. Meek was just as clutch that night. It's just that Larry in the fourth quarter was unstoppable.
Bird cuts free, left hands it for the field goal that puts Mason Jones and the Celtics back on top, 101-99.
I said Bird had 20 of his 34 in the fourth quarter. Dominique had 17 of his 47 in the fourth quarter, and they were going bucket down the stretch.
Oh, they was going at it.
Larry was torturing him. Dominique was torturing me on when he had the ball.
This is a type of game of who's going to blink first.
Wilkins,
Kevin, there's not much you can do about that.
That fourth quarter, maybe the best fourth quarter as far as mano of all time.
Between the two of them.
It's Bird's turn, and the Celtics have the lead.
Oh, man. You know, it was crazy, too, because it's rare in a game you feel it.
Right.
That was one of the few games I was in. This was a hell of a game right now. It was a hell of a game.
And what's even more impressive is that in those 1988 playoffs, Larry Bird had painful bone spurs in both feet that were so bad that he didn't even play the following season because he had to get surgery on both feet. And though Larry Bird played a few more seasons, this injury essentially ended Larry Bird's dominant career as we knew it because he was never the same again. However, on this night, with 2 bad feet, Larry Bird disregarded the pain and went shot for shot with one of the greatest scorers of all time. Wow. And once again proved why he's the toughest player in NBA history.
In '88, we were banged up a little bit. Matter of fact, the great story about this series is I remember before this big game against Dominique that Larry was out shooting, and I was out shooting early at one end of the court. Larry was down at the other end, and I noticed that Larry was down there like shooting left-handed jump hooks from like 12, 15 feet. Now, he made left-handed shots, but I saw him shooting right-handed jump hooks from 12 or 15 feet. And I went down there and go like, what are you doing? He goes, my Achilles tendons are killing me. My step back it won't work tonight. I need that jump hook. And he made something in that game. I mean, it's just unbelievable. That just tells you his confidence. He was still tells you what kind of a player he was, just to have a game plan of what shots he was going to make that night.
Bird attempting to break free, stays with it, and it falls. Continuation for Larry Bird.
Now watch Bird just get the ball and wheel into the defense. That's banged and lets it fly lefty. Hail Mary.
Just like he rehearsed it.
To watch him just gut it out and just to will his body to even finish that game, let alone score 20 in the fourth quarter of a Game 7 is mind-boggling to me.
Man, he was doing a little bit of everything. I don't know really what he was doing in that fourth quarter, but the stuff that he was doing, it was unbelievable, man. I mean, he was throwing left-hand shots, running hooks. His game was at another level. We was trying to match each other's will, and so it was just a game who was going to hit first.
One of the toughest players in NBA history. I don't know how they did it. And look at Dominique on the other side. Was that Dominique?
The duel continues. 42 for Wilkins, 30 for Bird. It's 112-107 Boston.
It was probably like 30, 40 seconds to go in the game. But I remember he said, you know, we both deserve to win, but somebody got to go home.
112-109, 47 seconds. Another defensive stop. A must here for the Hawks.
They knew who was going to get the ball. It's like Robert Parrish always said, 40,000 eyes on Larry Bird because they knew he was going to get the ball. And we knew it, our opponents knew it, now it's just up to them to stop it.
Johnson gets it into Bird, and Wilkins is there. Bird comes free. Bird for the layup. You are watching what greatness is all about.
That boy Bird. That boy Larry Bird.
We began the broadcast by telling you about Larry Bird, who, following the Game 6 victory by the Celtics in Atlanta, guaranteed a win in number 7, saying the Hawks blew their chance by losing number 6. Larry Bird started the game slowly, but here in the fourth period, he has shown you why he's a future Hall of Famer. 20 points this quarter. He is 9 of 10 in this period. He has hit his last 6 field goals, and as far as Larry Bird is concerned, it's Detroit, here we come. The miss, and that's it. Boston 118, Atlanta 116.
I mean, that was one of the greatest performances I've seen from a guy in those circumstances. Because you're talking about 7th game in the playoffs. To carry his team the way he did in that fourth quarter, man, to his credit, man, he took the Celtics and put them on his back, and pretty much that was it.
Wow. But I ain't gonna lie to you, Dominique, I really respect Dominique, though. I really, really respect Dominique. Like, I always loved him as a player, you feel me? Haven't watched too much of his stuff, but Dominique was really, and I love the way he respects Larry as well. He was like, we couldn't do shit about it, but Larry was just going crazy with it. Like, we couldn't do nothing. But that same game, Dominique had 47 points, he said. Type shit, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's the video. Hope y'all enjoyed it, bro. Great video. Shout out to I think dude's name is Prime Larry Bird channel. I love that dude's videos. Shout out to him, bro. Go subscribe to me if you haven't already. Has a whole lot of Larry Bird crazy cool videos, puts a lot of effort and work into his videos. Shout out to that dude Prime Larry Bird. Always want to appreciate and respect the channels and creators that make these videos and put all these compilations together, because you know that takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of work. So again, shout out to Prime Larry Bird for that video. Again, shout out to y'all for tuning into the channel. Love y'all so much. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Really great video in my opinion. Very much. Always, again, I saw so many comments that I could watch. They could watch 1,000 Larry Bird. I could watch them too. I could watch 1,000, 10,000 Larry Bird stories, and I wouldn't get all of it, because it's just always so cool to, you know, seeing so really just interesting type shit and exciting. So hope you all enjoyed that video. More videos to come very soon. You know what the deal is. Road to 100K. So I'm gonna keep on dropping these bangers on your head. And again, videos coming very soon. Y'all know the deal. It's your boy KingSupreme. We out of this bitch.